Hi, I'm Dara Valle, a student at the New Mexico Academy of the Media Arts, and as a part of the student body, I appreciate that the legislature is asking for our input. The pandemic has had a massive effect on all of us. It has had a significant effect on teens, especially teens going to middle school and high school. Today we'll go over how being alone with their thoughts for so long has affected them. Here's what some of our students have to say on this topic.
So how the pandemic affected my mental health is that it made it like 10 times worse. Like everything I ignored for a long time, like anything that's like bothered me or hurt me in the past I ignored for like ever, like just resurfaced in like a matter of like a month or two. It like really sucked, and I had to get more therapy during it, and my whole life changed during the pandemic. I would say like not only was it my mental health that was bad, but I think a lot of other people who were around me's mental health like went and plummeted. Like it was really bad.
Before the pandemic, I had already had social issues such as social anxiety, and I would overall just isolate myself in classrooms. After the pandemic and during the pandemic, it only got worse. Like I would stay on mute the entire time. I would barely talk to anybody. I really did not leave the house for a total of 2 months. Before it was over. It took a toll on my sanity.
I got very lonely during the pandemic. I wasn't very like depressed or anything, but it was just like overwhelming, you know.
I was very isolated, like a lot of people were. I wasn't really talking to any other people in real life other than my parents and brother.
For a while, kind of near the end of the pandemic, I got really sad because I missed going outside and seeing people, even though I don't.
I just didn't talk to anybody, and I just stayed back watching like Grey's Anatomy, and didn't just talk to anybody. And I had like one friend online that I rarely even talked to, so it just was really lonely. It's just a lot of body dysphoria because I just didn't like how I looked because I was staring at myself like basically 24/7 because there's a mirror right next to my bed. So I was just kind of looking at myself constantly, and I was just like, no.
In the pandemic, I felt my mental health just worsen overall. I'm very much like, a social person, so not being around other people really took a definite hit on me. It made me more like just a horrible person. It made me very like emotional. It made me very just sad in general, and I feel like locking myself up like that again just is not overall a good thing.
Other than the wellness rooms, I do believe that we need a lot more help with mental struggles in schools. A lot of teenagers are going through a lot. We just came out of a pandemic. We're technically still in a pandemic. We are trying to get back to normalcy with schools. We're learning more and more about different mental illnesses and a lot of different mental struggles. And as this generation grows, we're starting to learn more and more about accepting those. And schools haven't caught up to that. And I do think schools need to work on better counselors, better therapists, ways to just help students.
When you're a student, your entire world revolves around school. Even after you finish school, your school experience still affects your life. A lot of people don't realize how much it takes to actually run a school. Getting involved can help your school in so many different ways. There are tons of ways you can get involved in your school, like volunteering, joining a club, or donating money or supplies. If you want to get involved in your school, ask your teacher or principal what you can do. When you help your school, you can improve the lives of students and teachers alike. Support our schools! Legislators like you can help by giving schools more resources for mental health.